It's that time again for some What Sold from the Gate City Picker. Welcome back to another What Sold video from me, the Gate City Picker Paul. I'm going to talk about some sales on eBay and Mecari. Not every sale that we've made. If you want to see all of our sales, go down in the link tree. There is links to both of our eBay stores, and I think there might be a link to our Mecari store. I'm not sure, but we're going to start off with change it up a little bit. We'll start off with some Mecari sales this time. First Mecari sale is this Jade face roller. It's some type of massage therapy roller. I don't know where we got it from. I don't remember what we paid for it, but it sold on Mecari for us for $18. So I just think weird stuff like this, it sells for pretty good money, but it is kind of long tail. It does sit for a little bit. It's kind of waiting for that first or the right person to come along and view it and say, I need something like that. So stuff like this, it is kind of long tail, but when it does sell, it'll sell for a pretty decent amount of money. Due to the pandemic, like most of you, some of our sourcing opportunities have kind of dried up and kind of had to explore some different avenues of sourcing. My wife, because she mainly does the clothing for us, because of thrift stores not being open and hard to kind of source stuff like that, she's gotten into jewelry. And here is some Betsey Johnson Beijing doll earrings. She got $19 for these on Mecari. Again, with our regular sources of inventory drying up, kind of had to expand, and she got these through a wholesale purchase. And this is kind of one of the first things she sold out of that purchase. And our very next sale here, you'll see, is this jewelry jar. Again, she's been getting into buying jewelry lots, jewelry boxes, getting them from a couple different places, and she put together this really nice jewelry jar. And as you can see here, she got $33 for this jewelry jar, and guess who got to pack it up? So what I did to pack this up, I took shrink wrap and I put some bubble wrap around it, shrink wrapped the bubble wrap around the jar, and then I put more bubble wrap on it and I put it in a box. So we sent it with the glass, so that's why I wanted to make sure that it got there safe and unbroken. And I believe it was delivered to the customer today, and I believe they already gave us a good review. All right, now we have a lot of 25 vintage postcards and Christmas cards. I believe these were used. There had been some writing on the back and with some stamps, but again, it's a lot of 25. Sold it for $13. Stuff like this, I'm pretty sure we picked this up at a local auction, and I want to say that we paid very, very little for it. I think actually it might have come in some sort of mystery box that we bought, now that I think about it. But again, paid pennies for it and sold it for $13, so not a bad sale there. I sold these Goofy stamps on Mecari. These were a full sheet of stamps. I got these from Paul Antonelli. Bing! I got these from an auction from him maybe a month or two ago. I don't remember what it is, but I got 3 sheets of full stamps. They hadn't been used. They were in really nice condition. And so again, put these up on, they've been up for, I don't know, a little bit now. And so with this lot here, I got $17. Next is this Ritica Big Screen Tetris 2002 handheld game. I think stuff like this, due to what's going on, stuff like this is selling right now. People are looking for things to do, and little handheld games to keep their minds occupied, keep themselves busy. Stuff like that is selling right now. So this is one of those types of sales. Again, as you can see here, $22 for this Tetris handheld game. Brand new with tags, Victoria's Secrets purse here, sold on Mecari for $15. Again, brand new with tag stuff. Anytime we see anything like this, we pick it up. I think we got this in a bulk buy from, I think, bulk.com, and a big lot of purses that we bought, handbags, backpacks, different types of bags. I'm pretty sure that's where this came from. Again, brand new with tags, Victoria's Secrets bag, sold for $15 on Mecari. Back a while ago, I bought a big lot, probably about the size of a large flat rate shipping box full of these Zippos. Not this won a Zippo, a bunch of different ones. Bought a collection from a guy, put an ad on Craigslist of, hey, I buy lots, I buy collections and things like that. I right out front say, hey, I'm a reseller, so I'm not paying retail prices. And I got a guy to contact me, said, hey, his father passed away a couple years ago, and he's had these boxes of lighters forever, and he just needs to get rid of them. So I paid $200 for a large flat rate box full of lighters. It was all mostly, I would probably say 90% Zippos. And so I took my time and went through them, picked out the ones that were, of course, working ones and put those up, as well as some themed ones. There were some ones in there were like camel. This one is a Marlboro one, I believe. No, that's a camel one. But there were some Marlboro ones, some other themed types of ones, and went through, post them up. I put some lots together too of some similar types, and I had these things range from the early 2000s back to the mid 50s. And the way that you can date the Zippo lighters is that here, I'll put a picture up, sorry, on this side. On the bottom of the lighter, Zippo puts this little code. And as you can see on this one here, you see the C, and on the left side of the Zippo, and the 01 on the right side of the Zippo. That C signifies a month, and the 01, of course, signifies the year. But if you just go to the Zippo website, you can download or get a screen capture of the markings. If you find ones that have dots on the side of the Zippo on each side, that's when you start to get into some of the older vintage ones. When they start going to diagonal lines and slashes, then you start to get into the 60s and 70s versions. When you get into the the A's and B's and C's, that's when it gets into the late 90s, early 2000s. So that's how you're able to date the Zippos. The other thing that you want to make sure is when you looking at Zippos, pull the lighter out of the case. The date is also stamped on the lighter itself. You've got the case here, as you can see here. This has got the embroider, or the not the embroider, that's the wrong word. Etching. The etching on it. Well, that's just kind of the case. You could slide the Zippo out, and it's got the date stamp on the inside. Sometimes what happens is that Zippo, if you find a Zippo lighter and it's broken, it's not working, you can mail it back to Zippo, and then Zippo will fix it and send it back. But a lot of times what they do is they just put a new insert in it. And so you'll have a case from, say, 1971, but the insert, the Zippo part that goes inside of it, will be a modern one. So you always want to try to make sure that the two match up. So when you sell Zippos, make sure that disclose that whether they're matching or they're not matching. Now, the collectors, of course, want the matching ones, but there still is some value in the ones that don't match. So if you can pick up Zippos for cheap, pick them up on a big lot. They do sell for pretty good money. Got a few more sales from the bulk buy of the models that I got here recently. This one here is a 1940 coupe. I took a best offer. No, this one sold for full price. There's another one I took an offer one. So again, these aren't in the best conditions. Again, disclosed it, took a lot of pictures of them. eBay allows you 12 pictures, so use them all if you can, especially if you got something that is intricate like this. But again, $13 plus the shipping for this one. Another buy out of this model lot. This was a 1955 Chevy Street Machine. This one I took a best offer for $23. Even this one had started the person that started to build it. They started to paint some stripes on it, or try to do some intricate painting on it, and it was okay. It wasn't the best, but they had not built it enough to decrease the I can't really say the value, but decrease somebody wanting to buy it to build it. They had just done a little bit of work on it. So I do believe I had this one up for $29.99, and I took a best offer for $23. And another model out of that lot was this 1957 Chevy Corvette. This was sold for $17.99 plus the shipping. Again, got it out of that bulk buy of a bunch of models I had gotten about two or 3 weeks ago. So model cars, stuff like this, the key when buying these things is to make sure that, of course, you pay, of course, the lowest price possible. And not all of them are collectible. A lot of the people think that a lot of the NASCAR models are people collect them. I've had a few of the NASCAR model ones, and those take forever to sell, mainly because they were mass produced and a lot of people bought them, a lot of people used them. But these ones like the gassers and the coupe trucks and things like that, those are pretty desired collectible, as well as I showed you last week, model airplanes, fighter jets, military stuff, tanks, and things like that. Those are real collectibles. Those are the ones that you really want to pick up. With models, I try not to pay more than about $5, $6, $7 for them. All right, so the Cincinnati Bengals heavy glass mug. This glass mug, I mean, this thing has got to be almost a foot tall, and it's real heavy. It is Cincinnati Bengals on one side, and then we turn it over. It's a Slim Jim on the other. So big old 32-ounce cup. I took a best offer for $10 on this. We've had this for a good while. One of those things that, NFL, sports related stuff like that. I figured it would sell pretty quickly. It sat for a while, and I believe I had it up for $15.99. Somebody finally offered me $10 for it, and I go ahead and took that offer. I was able to buy into a lot of Legos. This one here is the Overwatch one. The model number for this one is the 75974. This one sold for $29.99 plus the shipping. I had 3 of them. This is the second one that sold. And of course, as you can see there with the little red box, it says last available. So I still have one more. Got this out of I believe a bulk.com buy, big box of toys and Legos and stuff like that. And got 3 of these. And this is the second one that sold, and still got one more. If you want that third one, down in the description is our link tree. You can go to the store and buy it. Sold this coffee mug. I got into buying coffee mugs from watching Newfound Past, Mike over there. He is actually just north of me up in Virginia. Started watching him, and a lot of his What Sold videos included coffee mugs. And how many times have I walked past coffee mugs in the thrift store? And maybe how many times have you walked past coffee mugs in the thrift store? So sold this one $11.99. This was kind of I don't know, what do you call it? Like a comedic gift, coffee as a prescription. A lot of people like coffee like that. So again, don't underestimate the value of coffee mugs. Most Goodwills sell coffee mugs 49 cents, 99 cents, at least the ones around here do. So you can get them for less than $1, and you can get them real cheap at yard sales. You can pay quarters for them at yard sales and things like that. So if you're not looking at coffee mugs, just go down and bloop on the eBay and look at the coffee mugs and see what they sell for. So you'll be surprised how collectible coffee mugs are. I sold this Cubert handheld game. This was an RA buy. We bought a good amount of these after last Christmas, not the one previous, the one before that. And we sent them into Amazon, and they sat at Amazon and really didn't really go anywhere. So got to the point where we were going to have to pay some storage fees on them. So we recalled them, put them up on eBay, sold a couple on eBay. This was one that sold last week. I've actually been selling these down at our flea market too. I've been getting $10 for them down at our flea market, but here on eBay, I got $13, took an offer plus the shipping. So, pretty good. At this point, I don't want to say trying to get our money back, but I don't remember exactly what we paid. We paid less than $10 for them. I don't think it was more than that. So again, we got a bunch of them. If you want some, again, link tree down below. You can go to the eBay store and get one for yourself. Again, send me an offer, something $10 or whatever, and I'll send you one. Just let me know that, you're our viewer, and I'll cut you a good deal on it. Sold another Magic card. This one, $13.99 plus the shipping. I had 2 of them, so I've got one more to sell as well. Again, this came from that Magic, the Gathering bulk buy I got a couple, 3-4 weeks ago. Again, I talked about that again in the last What Sold video. Talked about the auctions and how, sold a lot through the auctions, but then, of course, because the way I was shipping, didn't upload the tracking. So my metrics took a little bit of a hit. I'm in a process. I'm moving all that stuff over to my sports card store, and I was able to sell 1 sports card this week. So this is my sports card sale for the month. Got $12 on this one. This was a Kendrick Dunn 2019-20 Panini Prism. Mosaic. Got this from the box of cards that I bought from Anthony up there in Pittsburgh. Bing! So this was one of the hits that came out of that box. Got a bunch more posted up for sale. I don't think I have my card stored linked in my link tree yet. Again, I just try to keep my sports cards separate, and now I'm going to put the Magic cards up there as well. So that was it for the sold on the sports cards for this week. Just a few of our sold, short video this week. Again, if you want to see all of our sold, you can go down to the link tree and you can go to each one of our eBay stores and see all of our solds. If you could, hit the thumbs up for me. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Go down there and hit the bell notification. That way you're notified anytime that I put out new content. So with that, have a good day and be safe.